Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful morning. Coffee time. I'm thinking about maybe doing a little segment called Coffee Time with Marcin. So this is episode 1. And so enjoy your cup. But last night I was looking into this Amazon rainforest fire. And obviously it's devastating when you see the footage and you see all the villagers and all the things that are happening right now and all the media attention and all the focus that's being pushed into that one direction. And it looks devastating, and obviously it is, horrendous of what's happening. And then it kind of got me thinking. I was thinking, it's like, gosh, there's so much media here, so much attention, that I started wondering, a little bit more into the details, look between the lines. So I started researching, and I actually found very quickly, that the fires in the Amazon currently are actually, technically, statistically not bad at all compared to other years in the past. Not to say, is it good or is it bad? I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about purely on like the truth factor, the truth filter of what's actually happening is, 5 years ago, I think it was like 170,000 fires in a year. Right now it's at 120,000, so it's still way, way less. So then it's got me thinking, like, why is all the attention going to certain news stories, right? And what's the agenda? And typically in these types of situations, there's always something else that's happening. There's always a distraction of some sort, and I don't want to get political at all, but obviously, presidents have been really, really good at that. Is like, we're having obviously a war in one place, and then all of a sudden there's some kind of controversy happening. Everybody shifts their attention, and there's some that are good, and others at doing this. So this whole Amazon thing is, I'm wondering right now, obviously looking at it at the surface, you're like, okay, this is devastating, this is terrible, but then I'm kind of like looking behind the scenes, right? And obviously everything on this channel I like to be positive, and I'd like it to be, based on marketing, and obviously entrepreneurship and things like that. So I'm thinking, like, how can you apply that to your business, right? How can you create that controversy or get people's attention on your stuff like it's happening in the Amazon forest right now? And then it kind of hit me, and I was thinking, what recently has happened that's done exactly that, which is getting free advertising, free marketing without having to put money in. And then the Chick-fil-A Popeye chicken deal, which is actually happening as we speak. So if you guys don't know, basically Chick-fil-A, which is a place in California, I think they have them in other states, has this fantastic chicken sandwich. And, but they're not open on Sunday. I think the owner is some kind of like religious dude, and he just keeps it closed on Sunday. So there's no chicken on Sunday, which is interesting, right? So that's like, for them, they're using that as part of their, spiel. But then Popeyes Chicken recently launched a competitor sandwich to their chicken sandwich, which is fantastic, by the way. If you've never had it, go get it. And the internet has gone crazy, so this Chick-fil-A sandwich, everybody knows it, everybody loves it. And Popeyes created a competitor, and the first thing they did was they basically started focusing on Chick-fil-A's not being open on Sunday. So one of their first campaigns early on with their tweets and stuff was, we have sandwiches also on Sunday because people need to eat on Sunday, right? So they really played into their competitors' weakness, you could say, where they found this one thing that they could gravitate onto, and then, focus their whole marketing spiel on actually creating an edge for themselves. And this has been done in the past, but this is the perfect example because it's happening right now. So now this has basically started a shitstorm. So Chick-fil-A responded with, well, we never run out of chicken. And what that's all about is Popeyes is known to run out of chicken. Like, I don't know if they're so popular, maybe their inventory team is really bad, but there's a bunch of viral videos online about Popeyes running out of chicken. So that's pretty funny. So Chick-fil-A's grabbed onto that. So now there's this back and forth between these two giant brands, creating drama, talking smack, doing memes, and doing all this stuff. But what it's actually doing is it's actually both of them blowing up their business. Because I read an article yesterday, I think it was Forbes or something, and it said that Popeyes especially has gotten close to 350 million in free advertising and free marketing because of this campaign. So imagine that for your business. Like, they're obviously successful, but 350 million in free marketing and advertising is insane. And it's only starting, right? Because the sandwich is new. I mean, it's selling out every moment. People are waiting in line. People are arbitraging the freaking chicken sandwiches from Popeyes. Arbitrage is basically where you buy it from one place and then you resell it on somewhere else. So they're buying it for whatever, $3 and trying to resell it for $500 or $1,000. Like, it's just so ridiculous. And I think that one sandwich sold for $1,000. It was some famous rapper that did it. But anyways, the point of this rant, this morning rant, is to either find your competitive advantage, find your competitor's weakness, maybe find some news article stories, obviously referring to the Amazon stuff, that you could potentially, embellish, for whatever reason. I don't know what the reason is, and maybe those articles are wrong. Maybe it is way worse. But again, that's not here or there. I'm not trying to get into any of the politics on this. I'm just trying to point out to have the perspective of looking at things differently and applying it to your business, of course. So, it's pretty incredible. Another one I could think off the top of my head actually is, I think it was Coors and Budweiser. So, one of them recently, I think it was Budweiser. Yeah, I think Budweiser recently launched a campaign saying, we don't use corn syrup. So we all know about, the corn syrup and how bad it is for you. Again, not going to debate that. And they created a campaign around it. They say that they don't put the corn syrup in their beer. So when you look at that at the surface, you're like, okay, that's kind of weird, right? Like, is there corn syrup in other beer, right? You instantly start thinking. And then you realize, oh shit. And then what does their first campaign say? We don't put corn syrup in our beer, but try to find and see if other brands, Coors Light, puts corn syrup in their beer. So they put this little bomb in your head, and then you start wondering, wait, does Coors put, corn syrup in their beer? The answer is yes, but I guess it's so bad that they actually hide it. So then Budweiser doubles down and creates a campaign saying, hey, we don't put corn syrup in our beer, but other brands do. And one of these brands, they actually hide it. So if you try to go look and find if they have it, you have to download their investor packet. You have to go to like page 27. I'm paraphrasing some of these details, but you get the point. Go to page 27, and in small print, it says they actually, one of the ingredients is corn syrup. So again, this is a perfect example, and it's blown up Budweiser's market share over the past year with this campaign because people already are predisposed to thinking that corn syrup is bad. So then they took that's already implanted in you, and then they applied it against their competitor because they do actually use it, and the fact that they hide it. It's probably not a big deal. Nobody ever thought it would work, but Budweiser did it. And it definitely has worked because now they can run a campaign around it. And again, free marketing. People are tweeting about it. Holy shit, did you know that Coors is doing this and doing that? So that's another example that I could just think off the top of my head. Competitive advantage, disadvantage, how you can position your brand, your company, your thing, for that. But just going back for a moment for this Amazon stuff, I'm definitely going to do more research. Again, it's not a position on my part. I'm just trying to kind of look at the different angle and how news is delivered to us. And I've definitely after the Trump election have been really, really big on actually looking into the truth of stories and not just looking at that clickbait headline, which the internet's gotten amazing at. Even the mainstream media is doing it. Like, the clickbait is out of control. So that's why I'm actually, discussing this, because I think it's important for people to have their own opinion and base it off of actual numbers, not a headline or somebody's article or opinion. Like, the whole opinion article stuff is just driving me crazy. So regardless, praying for everybody in the Amazon. Hopefully, this is just a natural cycle like it has been in the past and nothing worse than that. And hope you enjoyed this first episode. It's a little 10 minutes, a little long, but Coffee with Marcin. Have a wonderful day.